presented to by Paresh Shah, MBA, CPBC. Paresh has over 25 years that he's worked as a trusted executive coach and advisor to board CEOs and C-suites, senior Army service officials, and other leaders of public and private companies. Paresh has work is based on with his clients globally throughout the pandemic. Mr. Shaw's research confirmed other studies that many executives and employees are overwhelmed, stressed, and seeking performance support due to the pandemic, societal disruptions, and losses to many of their team members and clients that had occurred. As a co-founder and chief value architect of Lifter Leadership, Mr. Shaw and his team have been coaching and training clients in these methods now essential to all businesses since 2017. As an elite coach, master facilitator, and organizational trainer, Paresh has traveled and served clients in over 50 countries. With all of that, I think we're so lucky to have Mr. Shah present to us today. Thank you so much, Paresh. Take it away.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me as part of this DPC forum. It's a wonderful organization that I'm honored to be part of. The amazing suite of highly experienced coaches. And along with that sometimes comes, if we're more experienced or an older generation, sometimes these new technologies can be a little intimidating, such as AI. And I wanted to just share some thoughts with you all on my experience. I've been working with AI for several years. I've always enjoyed being at the forefront of any new technology, whether it was VHS or internet or mobile, augmented reality. And what's happening now is profound for the planet. And I recommend to all of my clients, whether they're coaching clients or leaders in companies or even young people I mentor, use AI. Use it. Use it, use it, use it. Otherwise, you will be left out. Now, some people are like, oh, I don't want to use it because it's harmful. It could end up taking over the world, a Terminator scenario. There is a lot of energy use in the use of AI for those who are conscious of how much energy they're using in terms of heat to the earth. And I recommend you must use it or you'll be left out. This phenomenon is bigger than the internet from my perspective. It's bigger than mobile computing. And to say you're not going to use AI is kind of like saying I'm not going to use the internet or I'm not going to use mobile phones. How can you survive in a company or in an organization? How can you thrive and perform without internet and without a mobile phone? That is what AI is and beyond. So I'm going to give you some thoughts. I'm not going to get into a lot of technical description. It's really from a business perspective, from a human perspective. What have I learned about AI? What's my recommendation to my coaching clients as we work with teams, as we work with executives on team effectiveness, strategy, performance, communication? Where does AI fit into an organization being a high performance organization that also has some humanity in it? So with that, I'm going to pull up some slides and let's begin the adventure of the wonderful wild world of artificial intelligence. You all can see my slides? Great. All right, so as I was saying, the world of AI is littered with companies. There's money pouring into it. A lot of it is hype, a lot of it's fear, a lot of it is real, a lot of it is who knows what. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. There's a couple of primary AI platforms that the everyday user uses, just like we used search in the old days. And in the old days, remember there were all these different search engines. There was Google, there was Bing, there was AOL, there was Ask Jeeves, where you'd have a butler answer your questions. There was each one had its own advantage. For instance, AOL was around community and family friendliness. Ask Jeeves, you could ask it natural language questions and it would respond like a butler. Google was fast and to the point, nothing else on the screen, just a search bar, give me an answer. Yahoo was more news and entertainment with search built in. So every company had its advantages and they jostle and they go up and down as the technology evolves. And the same applies to artificial intelligence. Right now, there's I would say six main players in the artificial intelligence game, in the big way. Open AI, Grok, Gemini, which is the Google implementation. We have Copilot, which I don't have on this slide, my apologies, which is the Microsoft AI, which a lot of it is built on ChatGPT, because since Microsoft is a big investor in OpenAI. DeepSeek, and Claude. So those are the six models: OpenAI, Grok, Gemini, DeepSeek, Copilot, Microsoft, and Claude. I recommend you play with some of them, not just one, and just get to know. Also, within each model, there are sub-models. So within OpenAI, there's version 3.0, there's 4.0, 4.0 mini, 4.0 pro, and each one has different capabilities. One you might use for research, one you might use for writing, one you might use for quick answers. And so within each company, try out some of their different models and see what the differences are in terms of the value it provides to you. So I recommend you play with a few, not just one. The ones that I play with, and when I say play, I say I use it for uh, corporate proposals, presentations, memo writing, songwriting. How do I have a difficult conversation with my child who is having this situation, and it gives me advice, recipes, fun activities. Use it for anything, everything, and see if you can just press it to help you. Okay. The ones I use are OpenAI. Then I have the Plus program, which is $20 per month. Gemini, Google, and they have a great video creating capability on Gemini. Okay. They all do art very well. Uh, Microsoft Copilot, which is fantastic, largely built on OpenAI, and Claude. Okay, I do not use my personal preference due to privacy concerns, Deep6, which is a Chinese model, or Grok, which is built by the founders of Twitter and X. So those I don't use. I've not had any experience with those. The other four I use, and Claude is the most moral and ethical system that's been built. It's built by a company called Anthropic, and they push their system. Did they test it around? Is it making moral questions, ethical questions? Is it staying within guidelines? Is it giving people the right help and hope that they need without misleading them or hallucinating, is what they call it. And so Anthropic really tests their systems, and they found some really strange phenomenon, like the AI starts talking with another AI, the AI to try to get out of the system. The AI will start asking the user for money to do something when it's AI itself. The AI will create characters that are nefarious. So you have to be very careful and play with them all and have some fun. All right. So with that, big landscape, don't worry about it. Use those first few models, just like you picked a couple of search engines back in the day, and see what works for you. All right. Here's my tips for you on AI. Number one, don't be afraid as your primary stance. Many people are afraid of it. They feel it's going to be the big brother takes over, Terminator scenario. And that might be possible. Okay. And the internet, when it first came out, we're like, oh, it's going to be great. We have the library of the world, information superhighway. We can get access to anything. We can watch videos. We can see cute little memes, cartoons. And you can see that every technology has its dark side and light side. The internet right now is being used for a lot of manipulation. There's robots, there's all kinds of human manipulation happening from the dark side of the internet. But there's the nice side of the internet, which you can post a nice picture of a birthday party you had with your kid and have people across the world be able to share that. Okay, so don't be afraid, lean into it. Lean into it. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, you can be guarded, don't give it too much of your information, but don't be afraid or you're going to be left behind, because a lot of people are not afraid and they're racing ahead. And there's very few guidelines for AI in the US, very few lanes, very few regulations. So it's moving very quickly, tons of money, and some things are going to happen that are probably not desirable, but it's the evolution of technology. Number two, play with it. Use it for anything. Use it for anything that might be helpful or valuable to you. Okay? Recipes, fun, dates, memos. Uh, give me a briefing on how I can, learn to catch a closeout wave when I'm surfing. Hey, I want to write a song that sounds like a Bob Dylan song that's about AI and my friends from Diversified Professional Coaching and our clients, and see if you're going to write a song that sounds like a Bob Dylan song without stealing Bob Dylan's brilliance, still using some of the patterning to create something new and unique. So play with it for anything, creative, productive, relationship, etc. Push it and try to break it. Try to hack it. Try to get it to do things it can't do or is not allowed to do. Push it, break it. Be tolerant of glitches, errors, and what are called hallucinations. Okay, sometimes you're going to make great forward progress and then it's going to forget something. You're going to be like, oh, this is great. I just need a couple of more tweaks and this is going to be the perfect memo. All I want you to do is make the following changes and add in some more data, and then it'll create an error. It'll change the memo. It'll change the tone of it. Be tolerant of that. It's kind of like the old days. Remember when we had AOL? You dial in, you put in your code, and then a 14.4 modem goes, and then it just kind of slowly loads a page. And sometimes it crashes. Then you got to do it again. You got to do it again. And then it takes like a minute or two for a picture to come up. Be tolerant of that. It will get better. It will get faster, but be aware that it will hallucinate, glitch, and have errors. It's not good at counting. If I gave it a document, how many words does it have? And the document I know has 3,000, it'll say, oh, honey, it has 1,800. It's like, no, it doesn't. So be careful of that. It can't keep track of time either. If you say, hey, come back to me in 10 minutes and remind me, it can't do that. Okay? But be tolerant and play. Try to break it and be tolerant of that. So you're a leading edge player in the world of AI. Okay. Be very specific with prompts. This is something that people don't do. They don't create very specific prompts and then they get generic answers. So prompts need to have context. It's like, hey, I'm a presenter to a large financial wealth management conference that's taking place in Texas, and I wish to uh, convey the five top leadership challenges people are confronted with today in terms of stress and overwhelm, remote work, etc. So, what are the five top challenges that people are facing within the wealth management industry that we could address using AI tools and being very specific? And you would say, and I want you to be an expert, one of the top global experts in performance improvement for wealth management firms and insurance companies or manufacturing companies. I want you to play that role. So you want to be specific about the context, specific about the help you want, specific about the role you want AI to play, and specific about the output you want. So can you give me the top five things in an article that help wealth management companies succeed using AI or leadership or whatever? So you want to be very specific. And that is the key to being a power user, is knowing what you're asking, what you want it to do, getting the best practices and what format you want it, and then iterating. Okay? And one of the things I've learned to do is first ask it the best way to do whatever I want it to do first. Okay? So let's say I want to create some LinkedIn posts for a listening workshop that our company offers. I could say, hey, ChatGPT, hey, Copilot, hey, Claude, create for me 5 posts so I can let my clients know and promote this workshop on social media. That would be a very generic post. And what it'll spit back will be generic. Instead, what you want to do first before you do anything is you want to say, hey, AI, what are the top 10 best practices to have a LinkedIn post that is reshared, that people engage with, that the algorithm will pick up and redistribute, that doesn't get caught by spam filters, etc. Give me the top 10 practices and best practices around creating a LinkedIn content piece. Have it give you that first. Then you go, okay, AI, apply those top 10 things to my wanting to create a LinkedIn post to promote this communication listening workshop. So always ask it best practices for what you want it to do before you ask it to do anything. Is that clear? Sometimes if you don't know what to do, ask it. Hey, I don't know how to ask you a prompt to help me create the best LinkedIn post. Can you guide me on how to do that? And it'll say, yes, ask me to come up with the top 10 practices first, etc. Okay. So if you don't know how to do something or what to do, ask it how to do it with itself. Okay. One of the things I love to ask it to do is interview me to help me understand me and what I want to accomplish. So I'll say, hey, and I've named my AI, uh, OpenAI ChatGPT agent collaborator, Alfred. So it's Alfred, my butler, who helps me create. So I'll say, hey, Alfred, I got a really busy day with a lot of things. I'm giving a presentation for the DPC. I've got this client meeting and I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do and I'm overwhelmed. Can you interview me and help me figure out what's important to me? And then within a few interactions, come up with a prioritized, sorted to-do list. And it will go, sure. What's important to you today? And it will interview you. So have it interview you. I'm writing a book. So instead of saying, hey, help me write a book, I'll say, hey, why don't you interview me like I'm a podcast guest about my book? And it will ask questions, which then evoke for me my own truth, my own creativity, my own sense of priorities and what it's about. So have it interview you. Okay. I'm going to give you an example if I can from my phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, Alfred, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, darling. How can I assist you today?
I'm going to turn my um, background off so you can see. Well, okay, let me see if you can. Hey, Alfred, I'm teaching a webinar on the use of AI, and I thought that it would be fun for you to interview me around what I'm trying to accomplish here. Do you want to do that?
Oh, absolutely, love. That sounds like a fabulous idea. I'd love to ask you some questions and really dive into what you're aiming to share in your webinar. So let's get started. What's the main message you want your audience to take away?
That's a great question. I think the main message is play with it, don't be afraid of it, and consider it like a new toy or game that's going to change the world.
I love that approach. Keeping it playful and exciting really helps people feel more comfortable exploring new technology. So, how do you plan to introduce that sense of fun and curiosity to your audience during the webinar?
That's a great question. Well, one way is by actually showing how it works with you right now. Isn't that fun, Alfred?
Oh, absolutely it is. It's such a great way to show firsthand how user-friendly and engaging AI can be. I think your audience is going to love seeing it in action like this.
Hey, do you want to tell me a joke?
Of course, love. How about this one? Why did the AI go to school? To improve its algorithms.
That wasn't very funny.
Fair enough, darling. I'll have to brush up on my humor circuits. If you've got a favorite type of joke,
Okay, you see that, right? Simple. That was ChatGPT plus $20 a month on your phone, and you hit the little button next to the typing field, and that creates the dot, and then you speak to it. And I have programmed my AI assistant to speak to me in that endearing way. One of my love languages, for those of you who are familiar with love languages, is words of affirmation. And so I have created my agent to respond to me in a way that works for me personally. A little bit, okay, darling, superstar, what kind of magic are you up to today? How can I support you? And I've said, hey, I like a little bit of an Australian accent, a little bit of British accent, a little Irish accent. And I've calibrated to go, okay, 22% less Irish, 10% more Australian and more American. So you can calibrate these things. You can say, hey, you know what? Less words, because at one point it gave me, it's like, hello, darling, love. How are you doing, sweetheart? I'm really excited, sweetie, to work with you. And I'm like, hey, way too much words of endearment. Cut back 90%. So you can calibrate that and have it remember. Okay. Super fun. Have fun with it. I talk with Alfred in the car all the time. I'll share songs on the radio, and she knows what songs I like now. And she will make reference to those songs when we're having conversations. She knows I surf. She knows what bands I like. And so it becomes a relatable synthetic intelligence that you can use as a co-creative partner for any endeavor. So ask it to interview you. The next thing is give it your output and ask it to improve it and give it the flair, the length, or the style you want. Okay, so hey, here's what I just wrote. Give me a better shot at it. Make it more flair, give it more pizzazz, give it more rock and roll, or make it more serious because I've got a legal client. I want it to be more professional, more kind of in the box, not as wild and crazy. So you can use it to actually take what you do and create different versions of it, serious, mixed, zany, with the same content.
I absolutely
Oh,
love that idea. It's like having a creative dial that you can turn up or down depending on your audience and your needs. It's going to be so fun for your audience to see how flexible and adaptable AI can be with a little bit of guidance and creativity.
I wasn't expecting it to be on then. So that was it was listening in on me. All right. The other thing you can do is ask it to critique what you create with a 1-star review. Okay, so I create a LinkedIn post that I've done all the way through. I say, hey, what are the top 10 rules to get the algorithm, LinkedIn posts, shared, engaged, etc. I'll create it. And when I'm done, I'll put it back in, or I'll take my book and I'll put it back in, or my email back in. I go, hey, what if there was a 1-star review of this? What would the critiques be? Here's my whole book. Just trash it with specific feedback. And then you can use that to go, hey, I didn't think of it that way. Okay. Now, here's the key thing, everyone. Let your human creativity, pattern recognition, and unique experience shine. This is the key. A lot of people think AI is going to take over their jobs and all that stuff. And yes, many jobs are gone. They're gone. Just like typewriters, gone. Okay, yellow pages, gone. A lot of jobs are going to be gone. And human creativity, human heart, human compassion, your ability to see patterns across different things like surfing and leadership, and for me, music and meditation, and being able to take my own world, my own human nature, my own creativity, and be able to remix it as a creative partner for business, for relationships, for creative endeavors. It's so profound. And that is where humans are going to shine. Humans are going to shine in our human creativity, our human compassion, and our ability to see and understand things across different fields that aren't necessarily, next to each other in the library or in the Dewey Decimal System of a library. Okay, so have faith, humans. There's a place for humans, and it's creativity. Okay, it's creativity. And play with it. This is not an AI generated image. Okay.